The Palm Springs Pop Festival. There was this promoter. His name, I believe, was Bob Nargison. And for some reason, I sort of clicked with him. He was a Southern California promoter. He just came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, he was promoting shows. And he was a very straight-looking guy. He looked like a businessman, and he was very straight-looking, but it was something weird about him. And so he was promoting concerts all over the place. And he was like a really weird guy. Like I was already playing, at the Fillmore as opening act and in the Avalon, and I was up and coming, and I was just breaking on through just at that point.
Yeah.
And this guy was really helpful. Anyway, so I go up to San Francisco because that's where I was living at the time, and I see Bill Graham, and he goes, "Who is this guy, Bob Nargison?" I go, "Oh, he's just a concert promoter." He goes, "He's not your manager?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "Well, he called me up and he threatened me." This is what Bill tells me. And I go, "Did what?" And he goes, "Yeah, he told me I better make sure I took good care of you whenever you play here." And he says, "He just went off on me." And I go,
Wow.
"Fuck." I go, "That's crazy." He goes, "And you're not affiliated with him?" And I go, "Well, no, but he's helping me putting me on all these concerts, I go, "So
Yeah.
that's my relationship with the guy." And so he goes, "Okay." So then the guy, I go to play concerts with him in Hawaii, but I'm an opening act,
Yeah.
And, but coming up, I already had an album, and I was like, coming up, I was like breaking through almost. And this guy was really helpful.
Yeah.
So he promotes this show. And so he was part of this whole crew of guys from San Bernardino. It's like, fuck you, I'm from fuck you, I'm from Purdue. It's like that kind of attitude.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, he was partnered up with these guys out there, and so I wound up. Some of my roadies were part of that whole group of people that went on forever, knowing them, and really great guys. And there was a whole great group of people, and one of the guys involved, his father owned a bunch of car dealerships, and anyway, I'm not dropping names here because it wouldn't be appropriate. But anyway, great guys. I liked all these guys. I clicked with them, They were like Southern California guys. They were from San Bernardino area. I had spent part of my childhood in Indio, which is by Palm Springs.
Right.
So
It's a lot of desert out there, right?
yeah, but those are like neighbors. They're in the same county. You know what I mean? Like it was like all sort of like one thing there. And so just one big swath of scorched earth.
Yeah. Wow. And this was in the 70s now, or?
No, I don't know if it was the 60s. It had to be the 60s.
End of the 60s,
It had to
yeah.
be more like 68,
Gotcha.
69.
Yeah.
You can look up the Palm Springs Pop Festival back then, it would tell it. So anyway, this guy decides to throw the Palm Springs Pop Festival. He throws it. I'm taking a long time to tell a story like some old fucker that takes forever to say the story, man.
Right.
I apologize. Everybody that's out there listening, forgive me, man. I'm just side tripping like some old fucker.
Right.
Yeah, fuck. Oh, disgusting. Okay. And I don't hate myself. I just hate my behavior at times. So here we go, everybody. He throws this festival. He throws it at a drive-in. Like out in the desert, they had these big, giant drive-in theaters.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But with three
cool.
screens,
Nice.
like not just a one screen theater, but so it's like three drive-in theaters all clustered together with all their butts to each other.
Wow.
So like the screens were like and then there was a giant corrugated metal fence around the whole drive-in, really funky looking. But that's how they did it because they had to go for fucking acres of fence.
Yeah.
So it's corrugated fence up, so people couldn't sit there and watch the movie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And,
Right.
and so. So that's where they have this Palm Springs Pop Festival.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
And so there's no advance sales. You just have to buy your ticket at the door. It's like anyway. It was one of those kind. I think there was no advance. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure there was no advance. Anyway, so the guy has. It's a big crowd, and the place is full of people, but there's more people outside that want in, and they're on the outside of the fence. So it's
I
like
see.
a whole fucking scene is kind of feeling weird. I don't know why all the people out on the outside, but a lot of them are. So at one point, in the office, they had garbage cans full of money, full of cash.
Okay.
Like garbage can after garbage can after garbage can, stacked all the way to the top with just bills crumpled, just pushed in there, just a zillion bills, and they're like a security guy in their center. Anyway, they got all the bread, and I know the guy, right? Because it's this promoter I've been working with, and he For some reason, he really believed in my trip and really helped me, you know. And
Yeah.
so we sort of, you know, I got along with all those guys. And one of my roadies came from that whole extended family of guys there. So they've been, you know, I really plugged into them. So all this cash is in these garbage cans, right? But, you know, if they pay all the bands, all the cash is going to be gone, you know, because they pay all the bands. But I mean, it's a zillion. I don't know how much money was in there, but it was garbage can after garbage can full of cash. And so,
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
so then all of a sudden, these cars from both sides of the drive-in theater drive right through the corrugated metal fence.
No way.
Yeah, bam! They hit the big explosion, and the fence comes down, and all these zillions of people start rushing in where the fence went down, and it happens on both sides simultaneously, right?
Holy shit, it's a full-on assault on
Yeah. From both sides, cars came and knocked the fence down. We thought, "Fuck, how weird!" And then all these people started pouring in. It was just chaos. It was chaos. And then these bikers came and they robbed the box office with all the all the garbage cans. So the cars were a setup as a distraction to rob the box office. So they took all the money, right? But I'm a street kid. I'm thinking, wait a minute, this is all too weird, you know. And so. Anyway, so I knew the promoter. So then finally, they let me in on the deal here. They hired the biker gang. They staged the whole thing themselves, they wouldn't have to pay any of the bands.
You're shitting me.
I swear to God,
that's fucking amazing.
And I remember, I forget who it was, Procol Harum or one of those bands was on stage, and they're telling me all this shit. And I'm standing there, and the promoter saying, "Look, you know, And I'm going, dude, he goes, and so they paid me naturally.
Right, yeah.
So I was the only person that got paid that day, I guess. And I took the bread. I was a broke motherfucker, you know. I said, yeah, give me the bread, fuck, you know.
Wow, that is fascinating.
It was their scam, you know, but I was sort of involved with those guys. But I didn't know anything about what they were doing.
How twisted and deceptive that is. That's amazing.
Yeah.
They would do that.
Yeah, it was really fucking crazy. And you know what else that guy did? After that, he kept promoting because nobody knew he ripped his whole thing off.
Yeah.
He just kept going like nothing happened, and everybody felt bad for him because he got, you know, and the whole thing was a scam.
Holy
so then
shit.
the next thing that happened, they opened this giant stadium in Salt Lake. The first time they had like a mega giant ass indoor stadium, right?
Okay, yeah.
Big brand new stadium. So the first inaugural concert was this big giant ass concert, and he promotes this giant concert, and they got the governor there from Utah because it's opening this big giant thing in Salt Lake. It was just like this whole thing, you know.
Big deal.
And I didn't play on that show, but this is after that show he disappeared. Anyway, he scammed everybody. He scammed the state of Utah. He scammed the governor. He scammed the whole deal.
No way.
Somehow he absconded with all that money too. And then he disappeared, and no one ever saw him again. He just fucking. Like he had never existed. Like one day he was this maniac who was calling up, threatening Bill Graham, promoting concerts, just a dynamic individual, just fucking, you know, like that kind of a guy. And the next second he's just gone.
Wow. I wonder if he scammed the wrong person and started.
No, I think he scammed everybody and just split.
Oh, I see.
He did his thing, got enough money he thought, and he just took off.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Who knows if that was even his name?
Right.
Right? This guy was light years ahead of everybody else. We were hippies, you know, like.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, operating at a whole different level.
Yeah.
Scamming governors and just like, you know.
Right. So it's either he got away or he's sleeping with the fishes somewhere.
No, I don't think he's sleeping with no fishes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Well, maybe by now he is. Who knows? But back then, no, he just scammed. Everybody was just going, what happened to this fucking guy?
Right.
He's just gone. One day he existed, and the next day it was like that. Like, no more guy. He's gone.